Alright, good morning everyone. Excuse me, still battling my cough here. My voice sounds the way it does. Usually, these are the first words I say in the morning, so audio's coming through okay. We're good. Alright. Excuse me. Happy Sunday, everybody. There's an ice storm going on outside here, down in Texas where I'm at. Hope everybody's staying safe. Hope people got the power on. Definitely stay home today. If you got a fireplace, light it up. We loaded up on water and food. But, you know, it's weird being from Boston. This is like a regular occurrence for like months out of the year. But I'm not saying that to disparage people in the South and in Texas, because it is something they got to consider, because the whole infrastructure is not set up to deal with it. You know, in Boston, this normal winter, just throw some salt on the road and get going, but everything's going to be shut down today. So we'll be staying at home, as we should. Continuing with Metroid Prime 4 hard mode. And we're about to meet everybody's favorite sergeant, Ezra Duke. Well, maybe not yet. There he is. I thought that Samus's scanning here was like psychically enhanced. Which means the scan of the... I get that they don't want to spoil anything, but shouldn't the scan be the same whether you see him or not? little nitpicky there. Anyway, still trying to get 100 scans, 100% scans. I'm well on my way to doing so, but I don't know what constitutes a scan or not. I guess I could check. I don't know. I'm just trying to be safe. There he is.
Identify yourself.
And we've seen this before. I'm not gonna... It's hard mode playthrough. If you want to see the cutscenes, go look at my other playthrough here. Now, I remember going through this part. I remember because it was only a few days ago. And I remember Ezra following me not being that big of a deal. Like, he didn't die really at all. He may or may not have helped me. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with him, but I've watched a lot of reviews of this game in the past few days, and turns out a lot of people had trouble with this part. Or just keeping them alive in general. Like, I didn't know that they could die until my fight with Silex. I actually thought that, at first I thought that was a unique thing. Oh my gosh, look at this. I almost died here. Okay, sorry, I wanted to get that over with quick.
Thank you. Temperature dropping.
Hopefully I didn't have to scan that in the middle of the fight. I'm scarred from Metroid Prime 2.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, I actually thought that was like a unique thing in the middle of the Silex fight, like they could die. I never had them die on me. I don't know what it was. I'm not like a master video game player, so I don't know.
Now it's my turn.
So yeah, when it comes to like that aspect of the NPCs, I wasn't really bothered by it because I never struggled with it. So, you know, for a lot of people that was a big part of the game that really dragged it down. For me, that just didn't seem to matter. I will say during my first playthrough, this part of the game was actually a little refreshing because one of the biggest faults with the writing in this game is that they chose to make Samus a silent protagonist, and all these characters talk constantly, which makes the dialogue seem really awkward. But finally, we actually get one NPC able to interact with another NPC, and regardless of what you think about their characters or their personality, at least these characters have a personality. So it was a little refreshing to actually see two personalities mesh together and create some, you know, at least basic character interaction. Anyway, that was my thought on it. I'm not saying these characters are well written or by any means. I'm just saying, compared to what we had before this of bird o'clock, of one poorly written NPC playing off a silent protagonist. Now we've got two poorly written NPCs actually playing off one another, which, you know, provides some moments of actually learning about their personalities without actually having been told by our scan visor or them telling me what they're like. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if people agree with that, but that's my read on the situation.
I'll stay down here if you want to check upstairs. I think this is the way.
There's gonna be a lot of Cybots here, and I'm not really thrilled about it. In hard mode, these guys are a lot harder. The game is a lot harder on hard mode. Sometimes it's harder and it makes sense. Most times it's harder just in a way that I wouldn't have done were I to make this game harder. They really needed to make the missile have its own button to shoot. I'll say that. Having to switch back and forth between your shot and your missile is annoying when trying to get that ice missile combo. Where is that thing I'm supposed to hit now? I was not paying attention. Over here? Oh, it's above the door. That's right. Where Duke is standing, I think. Nope. I don't want to go down. So those Cybots will... Dang, where is it? There it is. Okay. What's up here? I don't know if I have enough range. Yay.
Nice work, Samus. You did it. Now let's go find Armstrong.
Ow. These turrets. This is a heavy turret. It's like the ice shot only like the freezing of the ice shot only lasts for like a second. If you, which you have to spend half a second trying to get your thumb over there to switch to the missile. Oh yeah, this is the map station. Alright.
Excellent. Hated flying blind. Might need to come back for this one.
I saw a video where someone figured out a way to get the electric shot early, or rather the electric chip early, and it involves some sort of weird damage boost in the forge. But the problem is all of Miles' interactions are scripted in order so that you can get the chip, but apparently you can't get Miles to activate it for you until you get the ice shot. It's like such a departure from Metroid Dread that rewarded you for like sequence breaking the game. This game's like, no, you will not sequence break this. Hang on, I'm just gonna check one thing here before everything starts freaking out. Alright. We're good. Wait, one thing. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I'm monitoring all the chats. You know, not that 4:45 a.m. is a popular time to view YouTube videos. Especially on a Sunday. Most people are sleeping in. I gotta hit that European or Asian crowd who's awake right now. Let's see how this fight goes. Not you. What are you doing up right now, Tim? The more I learn about these flashbacks Samus is having, the more I'm like, wow, that was another wasted opportunity. Alright, here we go. And of course, I'm entering this fight with little health. Wait, at least Ezra's here to draw some of the fire. Jeez. There's some health. There we go.
Keep going up.
What's it like there, Tim? It is an ice storm outside right now for us. Everything has this like sheen of ice covering it. Thankfully, no pipes burst during the night, and we still have power. This as well, seriously? I will say, I hope this keeps up throughout the game, but having in easy mode or normal mode, you really could just spam the psychic shot, your basic blaster, and make it through a lot of these encounters without having to rely on like any of your other shots. But here it's almost like you do need the added benefit that the other shots actually do. Like, this would be pretty hard if I didn't have the ability to freeze them and drop them down. Or like in the ice area, not having the fire shot that dealt damage over time to the grievers there would have been really difficult. I could like shoot one and trust that it was getting hit continually and would eventually die, and then focus on another one. So it's like, just like everything with this game, there's some aspects of hard mode that I like and some aspects of their hard mode that I really dislike. And that's one that that's an area where I like I have to think a bit more with what I'm doing and how I'm using my ammo. And ammo is actually a thing I have to consider right now. Like I only have 3 shots left. God. Are we done? Awesome. See, that's like, look at that. I've got 10 missiles left and 7 shots left. And I easily could have died during that, you know, it's it's nice. Hard mode's actually difficult.
Watch those shoots.
Or wait, oh gosh. For ways that are right and ways that are not so right. This is gonna be difficult, I think. You have to fly over the... Gosh, that's so annoying. There's like no cover here. Oh, yeah, maybe I should have gone and saved. Can I go back down the ladder? Down here? Nope. I guess I could jump. Oh, that's not good. Tim, how far are you in this? Gosh, that one's gonna hit me. Ow. I need to find somewhere where there's no cover. Goodness. Not good. Please, dude, we'll be okay. How many more we got? Oh, nice. Hopefully he's doing okay, 'cause I don't think I can get back up to him. Ow. Excuse me. Come on, get there, get there. Did I hit him? Let me go if I could hit him twice. This is the last one, I think. Please let it be the last one. No! It's super cold. I just don't think the snow started yet. Go save. I haven't played it for a couple days. I'm about to fight the Volt Forge boss. Yeah. Oh, did they give me a checkpoint? That would have been nice.
What do we have here?
All right.
What are they doing loading this thing with green energy?
Scanning. Yeah, can I go back and save? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, really. That was the last one, I think. Alright, come on, Ezra, let's go. Does the fire do the same thing? I wonder if I hit him with a fire shot after an ice shot. Well, that will do. It is doing DPS, so maybe...
Hold the lift.
damage over time. Speaking, I said that yesterday.
Here comes the boom.
One's about to shoot me right in the face. I really wish I had the electric shot right now. That would be really helpful. Ow. I might die this time. Oops, oops. Okay, we're down here now.
Let's keep going up.
Was that all of it? Yeah, definitely gonna go see if I can save. There's some bad guys out there now. And I just lost because of Duke. Spectating these battles, they look really amazing. It's harder to notice when you're in the middle of one. It's harder to notice when you're in the middle of one. I don't know what you mean by that. Hey, Zeltroid. It's getting harder in some ways and easier in others. I do feel like the way that they're doing this is, at some point, things are going to get a lot easier once I have a certain number of power-ups, but right now it's still pretty hard. These Cybot enemies are ridiculous. My first, yeah. My first attempt at this Zeltroid, I got down to the last Cybot on the second round, and he nailed me just before I was about to hit him.
Hold the lift.
The enemies are just so bullet spongy. It's just like, if I could redesign this, I think I would keep the same amount of damage they do, because I think that that's appropriate. But decrease the amount of damage they take. It's so ridiculous. They're just so spongy. Look at that, like, that's insane how many shots this thing takes to kill. Wait, how do I get up there if I don't... I fell. How do I go back up? Are there still bad guys? Oh, yep.
Frag out.
Yeah, how does Duke know it's called Ice Shot? That's a good point. Yay, more missiles. Yeah, there's a bit earlier when I started playing where you can actually scan Duke before you meet him, and your advisor's just like, oh, it's a sergeant, and that's it. And I'm pretty sure I thought that Samus's scan in this game is like a psychic scan. So, like, that could explain why there are so many of these guys. That might explain why, like, Samus can get things, like, scan things that, and know things she shouldn't know, but it's like if it's a psychic scan, it should be the same scan every time. Oh man, they're all coming after me now. Ow. That's gonna hit me. Yep. Yeah, I don't think I don't think I should have fallen down. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this time, guys. Oh my god. Okay, I think I should stay close to Duke. That way he draws some of the fire.
What do we have here? What are they doing loading this thing with green energy?
I like how this this green energy stuff is like the equivalent of like oil. And the Lamorn are like, what if we shoot this into the atmosphere? It'd be like us shooting up like an oil bomb to rain oil down upon everyone. I feel like they should have done more testing. And of course, I'm entering into this fight with less than full health.
Hold the left.
Seems like anything with a laser attack is just a nightmare. Grievers don't seem nearly as bad. Yeah, that's very true. Because most of them have to get close to you, and others, they take a while to actually shoot at you. It is. I know I've complained about this a few times, but it is really annoying that there's not a dedicated missile button, and you have to like use the D-pad to switch between ice shot and missile. You can't just do like ice shot, quick missile. It's really annoying. Keep popping up one at a time. Just keep doing that.
Let's keep going up.
Should we do that? Oops, sorry, but my bad. Get a few shots in before they start destroying me.
Put 'em on ice. I'm down.
Are you serious? How do I do this again?
That's better.
Totally forgot to do that.
Guns up.
Weren't there more of them? Okay, here we go. This is the tactic. They pop up and you... Dang it, they're coming over there. There we go. Keep falling. Oh no. I swear if you die. Oh, there's a lot of them. Doing. Where'd they go?
Fire in the hole.
At least I'm wasting my ammo efficiently. Where's the other one? the last one. I hope it's the last one. Where is he? Hang in there, Duke.
Get ready.
I'm coming, but I don't think I can actually get up there. Boom. Is that it? Up and up. Did I do it? I still cannot use this elevator. Oh wait. Oh, I could have gotten up there. All I had to do was hit the button. Silly me. There's a reason I keep doing that. It's because in Metroid Prime 1 and 2, all you had to do was scan stuff to activate it. But then in Metroid Prime 3, they were like, no, we need people to use motion controls. So they added the extra feature of you had to, like, take the Wiimote and be like... And now it looks like they kept both of those in. So you have to scan it to activate it. Then you have to go up to it and hit A. Hit the button again.
Let's head up.
All right. Oh. Yay.
Watch those suits.
The one really aren't that sharp. It's okay. The memory fruit will make sure everyone knows how stupid they were. Oh God.
Got action.
There's more of them.
Put 'em on ice.
Don't say well done just yet. I gotta get through this. Nice. Wow, they just keep popping up. Ow.
Take more than that to bring me down.
Where are they? There's no way I killed them all that quickly. Looks like I killed them all that quickly.
I think this is the way. Everything in this facility is pumping green energy. I don't feel good about it.
Is there a save station here? Like, is it? No. It's a quote-unquote puzzle. At least they gave me some goodies. Whee!
Something funny's going on.
This isn't really a puzzle. It's just a little activity. Ah, man. Thank goodness. The Lemoyne, make sure to bring our legacy to other worlds to warn them not to shoot strange elements from their planet into the atmosphere. Like, I get there's like this theme of kind of like the Chozo. They take steps to save their planet, but in the process they accidentally destroy everything. You know, like the Metroids were created to combat the X-Parasite. And the Lemorn do likewise. And then some of the other races in Metroid Prime 3 have similar stories. Like one, I recall even the first one, how it... Maybe you can correct me, Zaltroid, but the first area you go to, they're like a race that went super high tech, and then everyone was like, no, we shouldn't, and then there was like a war between the ancient and the ancient magic users and the science users. I liked how the Luminoth didn't have that kind of similar story. They were just like, yeah, we were just chilling out, and then something happened, and and these demons came out of nowhere. Oh, that's right. Doop 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 doop. Yay. More missiles.
Nice find. Got it. Time to work.
Great.
Here comes the boom.
Here comes the boom. At least there's only two of them.
Got one.
Spoke too soon. Buddy, you wanna play? Cybot Gunner. Can I scan those thingies he shoots at me? Nope. I shouldn't have enough time to dodge. And good, he can get stun locked. He can be taken down by like a billion missiles. Just in case. Here's some more. I need like a grenade or something. That'd be great.
Frag out. I'm ahead.
Ammo. What are you doing? Stay down. There you go. Ow. keep that one frozen for a while. I do think the NPCs actually do damage. So everyone complaining about that online. I think you're wrong. I do think Ezra took that shield guy out. So there's some use to having these guys around. And they definitely take damage over time from fire.
Red velvet cake.
Red velvet cake. I'll never get tired of that line. Aside from the fact it's silly, completely immersion breaking, but
Artillery like that. Just about knock the moon out of the sky. I'm on it.
Yeah, they're called the Primals and the Lords of Science. It was a big civil war on Brio over technology and tradition. Yeah, that's what I thought. So is it making the Lamorne legacy and memory live on Samus's mission in this game? Like, I know they're trying to get home, and this is the only way, but her mission is to bring the memory fruit? Yes, that is her mission. At least the other races made sense in the trilogy, like the Luminoth were willing to go to war with the Ing to try to save Aether, but the Aether was a beautiful oasis. Vuros sounds like it always sucked, which makes you wonder why the Lamorne didn't just leave it to another planet. Is this their homeworld? Is that... I don't know. Oh, goodness. Thought I had a moment to breathe. See, look at that. I can't... It's frozen for so little time, and I can't switch over to... We'll say the turrets, man, when they hit you, you know they hit you. I have absolutely no ammo. Oh no, seriously? They better have given me a checkpoint. Let's get some shot ammo. Okay.
Here comes the bull.
We got one. There's another. They're invincible when they do that. That is really annoying. And I still don't have any missiles. At least they're kind enough to only throw two at once. Oh, that's gonna hit me. Yeah.
We clear?
Alright, hang on. which would mean that, Tim says, which would mean that if we're supposed to take the ending seriously, we're supposed to believe that all of your Galactic Federation friends bought into the same idea. Samus must complete her mission. Not sure if that's their planet of okay. Yes, I had the same thought, Tim, and people were trying to make that argument online when I pointed that out in some of my shorts. And like, it's possible, but this is where it's like, can I where there's like a distinction between can I rationalize something in the story versus like how do I make sense of the story based on what they told me. And it's possible that the soldiers did buy into it, but it's not communicated. Like, the whole game, all of your Galactic Federation friends are like, man, I can't wait to get home. First thing I'm going to do when I get home is do this. Or first thing I'm going to home is take a hot shower. First thing I'm going to eat is this. And they're all talking about getting home, getting home, getting home. There's very few, I don't think any actually instances where they acknowledge what Samus is actually doing here. And so, you know, there needed to be more put in to say, like, maybe each of them is struggling with their desire to get home versus what the Lamorne wants them to do. Like, maybe throw in some conflict where one of them is like, we have to protect the Lamorne, but then of course they'd actually have to make the Lamorne they'd have to make the Lamorne more likable and more endearing and more actually something that we the player are convinced is worth the NPCs dying for, and they definitely did not do that. So, yes, like, that is the argument, but they didn't do anything to convince the audience that this is something that needed to happen. You can't just say, oh, it's obvious they thought that Samus's mission was more important, when there's not really any evidence to suggest that they knew what that mission even was. Like, except at the very end, when they're all with you as you're walking to the final fight, I do think they view that last lore bit with Samus. But again, that's not enough. They needed to do more to show that this was like a conflict throughout the game within the troopers. Not sure, Zeltroid says, not sure if it's their planet of origin, but the Lamorne do let us know that they had a harsh environment, which was why they tried the whole green energy thing in the first place. No, I don't think it's possible. It's entirely not possible. I understand it's Samus's main mission, I just hate that it's her main mission. Why should keeping a historical record of a dead race she just learned about be more important than living companions? Oh, you're making the opposite point. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a stupid way to justify the sacrifice. Yeah, I agree. Like, at least with the Chozo, Samus has some connection. You know? It would make sense if, like, that would be a good conflict to throw in a game with NPCs. Like, what if this is like the Chozo, the space pirates went on a big campaign to wipe out all memory of the Chozo, and you're on this planet, and this is their last place, and you're stuck here with your squad, and Samus has to go through this character arc where she has to finally let go of the past and embrace not being a loner anymore. And the whole time she's working with these guys and she's growing to like them, or maybe she's like socially awkward at first and doesn't want to talk to them because she's a loner, but then she grows to care about them, and at the end she has to make a decision. Do I preserve the memory of the Chozo, or do I save my friends? There you go. I feel like that's a way more compelling narrative than what we got here. Because as it stands, the motivations of the troopers and the motivations of the Viros never really intersect in a meaningful way. Yes, you'd be. Yes, Tim. People are actually making that argument. I've encountered it, I think, once or twice. But keep in mind, much of the talk about this game is negative. And I've only found one review that gave this game like a 9.4, which is way too high. But most of the positive, most of the positive reviews I found, they tend to be very superficial. Like they say, oh, the graphics are great, the music's great, the bosses are really endearing, but they don't go into details to like why, like what makes this game great. It's very superficial.
That's enough.
Whereas many of the negative reviews I found will acknowledge some of the positives, but at the same time go into details like why is the structure of the game bad. Like it's not just that it's not Metroidvania. It's there's a lot of things wrong with this game from like a game design standpoint, like a just basic game design. Which I felt like I've gone on about. So if you're a new viewer and you're watching, just go back and look at my shorts library. You'll see me complain about a lot of things. Or rewatch the whole stream of the first run.
Would you look at that?
I've been trying to get that thing working for hours.
Now what?
What's her mission, Sarge?
We're sticking with Samus. She's the only reason I found her.
Excellent. That's what I was hoping you'd say.
I forget what to do here. I'm supposed to turn that on. And then, oh, is there a button up here? No. Scanning. Help me out here, guys. What do I do? I cared about saving the Luminoth. Oh yeah, me too. But by the time you had arrived in Prime 2, all the GF troopers are already dead. So you kind of only have the Luminoth to care about. Exactly. And they actually make you care about the dead troopers. And they're already dead. Like, you care about the Luminoth. And then you also care about the dead troopers. It's like, in that game, they made you care more about dead NPCs than they did in this game about live NPCs. Would have changed things if I was asked to sacrifice those troopers. Yes. Yeah, definitely. That would have been a very interesting choice you had to make. I don't recall being stuck at this part. Maybe I was just, my rant gave me amnesia. What do I do here again? Aren't you guys supposed to open that for me? Oh wait, is there like a little bomb slot I'm supposed to shoot? I'm always... Oh, no. Okay, I'm supposed to go back now. Can I get in there? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be able to get in that thing. Okay, whatever. This thing's now in whatever mode it's supposed to be in. And I'm sure they'll tell me if I'm going the wrong way.
Sarge, let me help him with the next one. This is our ride? No way.
Alright, I can skip all this. Skip, skip, skip.
Ready?
I don't know if you were on to hear it, but I did when I talked about it, but Zeltroid, but
Sarge,
I
come
watched this
on,
video of a
come
guy
on.
getting the ice shot early. Not the ice shot early, the electric shot early. Or sorry, the electric chip early.
We're missing something. Is the machine on?
Bird o'clock.
Okay, kid, you're up.
All right. My turn, Sarge.
On three.
You have to do some like weird damage boost type thing, but because Miles's interactions are scripted, I think. So I don't think you can actually get the electric shot early. You can get the chip early, but he won't like give it to you until you get the ice shot. So it's like you can't really get it early. You still have to get the shots in order, which I found really interesting because in Metroid Dread they like rewarded you for sequence breaking the game. In this one they're like, no, you don't do that.
Whatever you need, it worked. Come on, back up.
It's also a little hard to explain why. I mean, I guess it's the same. You could have the same critique of Metroid Prime 2, but why there's so much morph ball technology in a place that's not made by the Chozo. I don't know.
The access feed should
Chozo
be
tech is everywhere.
Access gate. Where's that?
open. Samus, you know the way. Wanna check your map?
Making Miles essential to activate your upgrades was such an odd choice. Makes it feel like Samus got dumber since the trilogy, since that was never an issue. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, from a game design perspective, going back and forth was like a their attempt at giving you backtracking. I think you point this out in your review. But they want you, the game wants you to backtrack through the desert.
Almost there.
That is their backtrack point. They don't really want you to backtrack towards the other areas, which is weird, until the end of the game, and you really don't even have to do that much.
Armstrong, how you doing?
I'm fine. Samus?
But like those backtracking through the main areas, the main dungeons, as people are calling them, is pretty simple. It's all very simple. It's not, you never really have to find the way to go. You know the way to go. You just got to go get back there. But they want you to go through the desert multiple times. The problem is, one, you're always going back to the same point. So you're it's like, unless you intentionally take a different route, you can always go right to Miles. So you have to take the initiative to go back. Whereas in like Metroid Prime 1 and 2, the backtracking, you had to go through different areas, and it wasn't this wide expanse where you could survey the landscape. You know, you were dragged past different areas and find interesting things to interact with. Here, it's padding the game out in a way that doesn't really work, because you rarely find new interesting things unless you really go out of your way in the desert. Yeah, that's right. To be fair, morph ball slots have always been out of place and shouldn't be. Space Pirates designed morph ball tunnels just to help her defeat. Yeah. Yep, that's right. That's always been an issue with the series. Just like how, like, Metroid games, their hard mode has always been just enemies do double damage, and they take double damage. So I mean, they take more damage. They have double HP essentially. It's always been very simplistic. They've never done a good job with giving you a different difficulty tier, in my opinion. They've done a basic job. Alright, let's see how annoying this fight is going to be. Very annoying. That's my that's my assumption here. Hopefully they'll fly over the edge and I can shoot them into the lava. That'd be too much to ask for.
They're destroying our cover.
Finding the right way to deal with these guys is to constantly switch between them. Oh, hello.
One down.
Is that it? Oh, it's like I thought that was a power-up. This thing is going to take like a million shots, I think. Because I remember in easy mode or normal mode being like, wow, this thing takes a lot of damage. It's definitely going to take a lot of damage here. Oh, I wish I had the shot upgrade. That would make things easier. Ow. Ow. Do those things give pickups? I hope they do. They at least give drops. And I'm out of missiles. Perfect. I remember I did have that question my first playthrough. Is like, why do the Cybots mimic Psylux? And it's like, Oh, he was in that like healing chamber the whole time. And he's able to control Lemoran technology for some reason from that healing chamber. This is like why he's after you or something. I mean, like how he's able to be after you. Am I getting that right? Which how he is able to interact with Lemoran technology, I don't think they actually explain. Because technically only Samus is, because she has that. She has the psychic chip. Ow. Yeah, these shots move too slow. Missiles. Please die. Yay. If you were making the decision for the hard mode in this game, how would you have changed it? I would have, well, the first thing I would have done was, like, with some of the bosses, like, let's take Zarvax, for example.
We're in the control room.
We'll get set up in here. See what we can do.
He has this, like, final phase where he spreads out his like, these, roots everywhere to make it more difficult to hit him with the psychic shot. I would have, which only appear the last round of like attacking him. I would have put that in hard mode. That would have, the fight would have started like that. Of course, the fight definitely would have started with like that. What is this thing? Super Cybot. Well, of course I'm out of missiles. So yeah, like with that boss, if bosses have a second phase, or like they start to do something different toward the end, either make that happen right at the start of the fight, or make it happen sooner. So that's one thing you can do. I would keep the amount of damage they do. I think the amount of damage they do is fine. It's enough to really keep. I thought it was a lot on normal mode, but it's upping the damage really keeps you on your toes, which I like. I would decrease the amount of damage that these guys take. I think it's too much. I think they're too bullet spongy, and it makes, once you get it down, it makes this fight feel a little boring for a lot of these. I would give the enemies faster attack cycles, like make them take the same amount of damage so that you can kill them relatively quick, because even in normal mode they're still bullet spongy. And then give them faster attack cycles, up their damage, you know, make it less about patiently chipping away at them and more about like, hey, if I can end this quick, I will end this quick, because if I don't end this quick, they're gonna end me quick. Like that type. As it stands right now, these fights are not quick. They're longer. and they're longer and more dangerous, which when it does make it harder for sure. It is harder, which is usually the goal of a hard mode. But like with anything in game design, you have to balance the amount of like stressors versus the amount of like I don't know the opposite in the chart. You have to balance the amount of, where is it? I think it's on page, I want to say page 315. I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it. All right, we'll hold this up. Okay. See that chart right there? You got to balance anxiety with boredom. Okay. The problem with bullet sponge enemies is they become boring after a while. So you want to find ways to make enemies more difficult without making them boring, and simply upping their health is kind of boring. If you up their attack cycle, give them different attacks, or increase their number, like even simple things like that, like ninja kitties to every boss fight. Yes, that is the number one rule that you should do in any in any game, no matter what the game is. Ninja kitties. Hot ninja kitties. No, hot demon ninja kitties. But like, you know, I reference Ninja Gaiden, the Ninja Gaiden series, the Xbox series and onward, with having good hard modes, and that's because they do that. Like, the enemies might take more damage, but it's still not enough to make the fight tedious. Like, if you do the right combo at the right time, you can end fights pretty quick. But if you make a mistake, you're punished for it. Like, they will kill you really quick. There's more of them. They have the different stages of the enemy, because that's all it is. It's like, essentially in Ninja Gaiden, it's one enemy just reskinned a couple times, and they don't. I mean, there's different kinds for sure, but the basic enemy you fight, like the ninjas, like the brown ninjas are the weakest. Then there's the white ninjas that have a slightly different attack pattern and do different things. Then there's the black ninjas, which teleport around and do all sorts of stuff. You know, it's not just this enemy does more damage and this enemy has more health. It's this enemy has different attack patterns, and you have to be aware of certain things. Those red ninjas, if you're not paying attention, they'll nail you with that incendiary shuriken, and then you've got to pay attention and roll just at the right time so you don't explode. Like, that kind of stuff. If they were going to go the extra mile, like with difficulty, not just related to the enemies, reorganize the game. Give it the Master Quest treatment. I think I said this in one of my other shorts or one of my other streams, but like, take Miles out. Have something happen at the beginning of the game where Miles can't communicate with you. That'd be pretty. That would change the feel of the game a lot if he's not always in your ear. Like, don't have to kill him. Just be like, add in a line of dialogue that says, communications are down. I can't help you. But if you find any Lemorn technology, make sure to take it back to me so I can analyze it. Like, that's it. Like, even just doing that would change the feel of hard mode a lot. But yeah, if they gave it the Master Quest treatment and removed things around, that would make, you know, things a bit different. You know, I said before, Resident Evil 7 did that with Madhouse difficulty, which was awesome. Madhouse difficulty is a great difficulty increase. It is really hard, but It's not like the bad guys just take more damage. Like, it completely gives you a new experience in a familiar area. I'm trying to think of other games that do difficulty. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Again, it's a 2D game. So it's hard to reorganize things, but they did the same thing. Like, the enemies didn't do much more damage. And they didn't have much health either, but there was just different kinds in different areas, and there were more obstacles, like environmental obstacles. So, like, your path through the level changed. And it made it a fresh, new experience. That, and of course, they rewarded you for it properly. Unlike some games. You're trying to beat Tears of the Kingdom without the glider. Just did Wind Temple last night, and oh crap, it's hard. Jeez. We should work on Team Ninja. Can you imagine? A hot note if they made this game. Well, I mean, they did work on Other M. Some people were upset about that, though. I remember I rewatched the X-Play video for Other M. You all remember X-Play. And the way Samus was written, like, they were upset with the way that Samus was written, but from a much more like feminist perspective. Like, they didn't like that she was, and they didn't hate that she was answering to Adam Malkovich in a like a poor story written type of way, which is what it is. But they were upset because Samus has always been a strong, independent woman. She doesn't need no man. Like, that was the bent of their review. That and you know, Team Ninja being Team Ninja. Like, the game doesn't really do any kind of hardcore sexualization of Samus, but you know, it's there. It's to like at least a minute degree, and the X-Play definitely picked up on that, and they did not like that at all. You know, Nintendo's partly to blame for that. If you're sensitive to that sort of thing, because of the, I didn't scan him, did I? Because, you know, with the introduction of the Zero suit. Oh no, my bike! Just point out there, I could have put down the controller for a good, like, 10 seconds. That's a big no-no. Never ever have that happen in a game. This is very Ninja Gaiden-esque. It should never ever happen in a boss fight. I should never be able to have even 5 seconds of freedom. Did that hit me? popping his face pimples. He lost motor control. That was close. See, again, this boss, they've upped his damage and they've upped how much it takes to actually kill him. But the attack cycle could be faster. Should dodge the other way. Did that again. Should have dodged the other way. There we go. Smile for me, you son of a gun. Let's try to keep it PG. Like have this part. Oh. Ow, jeez, that's a ton of damage. Like start with this part, you know, where he's going crazy with all this nonsense. Another complaint I have about this boss is that all of your shots move way too slow to be of any like use here. Even playing Hyrule Warriors, it was odd that all the Zelda chicks were now dead. Simultaneously 11-8 Team Ninja. Get that out. Have a good day, Tim. Stay safe. If you had to be a son of a gun, what gun would it be? That's the question. Gun that comes to mind? Son of a gun. I guess I'm interpreting that as my favorite, like, video game weapon. Does the Master Sword count? Can I...
Samus, you better hurry. This facility isn't.
Let's see. Let's do this here. part feels a little gimmicky. I didn't like it in the first round. I don't think it really adds anything to the fight now. I mean, it looks cool. That's about it. Sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, we're gonna give this one more shot, and then I gotta call it dead. Let's see if I can do this faster. Just aim.
Tried everything, but the containment systems are failing.
And not get hit by his fire blasts. There we go. Dodged on the right side this time. Pop the right thimble. Roars at me one more time for good measure. How did a Metroid get infused in its tongue? That's what I want to know. Close. Seems like an odd place for a Metroid to be like, let's stay right here. I haven't gotten hit yet, so that's good. At least there's some use for an ice shot. At least it doesn't do a ton of damage. Scanning. Close. See, like, this part of the fight is way more interesting than the first part of the fight. And, like, in normal mode, you get your bearings in the first part of the fight. It kind of teaches you the attack cycle, and then the second part of the fight is where it's really difficult. Here, because it's hard mode, you can assume that the player has already played the games. So you can start off at, like, rather than start off at like a 9, I mean, start off at like a 5 in the difficulty scale, you can start off at like an 8. Please die, please die, please die. Right in my face. Everybody. One. I wonder if I should have tried to get like the shot upgrade. Yeah. Ow. That's a little tricky to dodge. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's end this. Don't mind me, just taking forever. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Boom. Easy peasy. It counts. I've always envisioned a boss like this in Magmore Caverns. Was so disappointed as a kid when I found out that there wasn't a boss in that era. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, maybe that's a way for them to kind of make up for it. Sorry, we never gave you a Magmore Caverns boss. Alright, we can skip that. Psychic Grapple. I want to point something else out, and then we'll call it a day. Like, again, with the naming conventions in this game. Like, here we go. Where is it? Arm Cannon. Psychic Beam. Psychic Charge Beam. And then Samus herself has Psychic Visor, Psychic Crystal, Psychic Gloves, Psychic Boots, Psychic Lasso, Psychic Grapple. Like, I'm just... Psychic Bomb, Psychic Boost Ball. Anyway, just another thing I noticed. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for hanging out. Zeltroid, Tim, anybody else watching, thank you. I'll be back on tomorrow 4:45 a.m. about that time, for till about 6. So we'll continue on with Metroid Prime 4. I'm gonna play it. I got a few discussions I'm having with some people next week about Metroid Prime 4, so I'm gonna stick with it and play as much of it as possible before I go on those go have those discussions, just so it's all fresh in my mind. But then probably after this week we'll continue with Prime 4 hard mode, but we'll work in some other games here and there. So anyway, have a great day. I'll talk to you later.